Hey guys, I am back again for another video, and this time it's another Batman video. Just to show off the collection of figures that I've acquired over the past few months or years, depending on how we're gonna go around with this. Basically, we're taking a look at the figures from the 90s to currently now, which is what I've collected so far from Kenner, Hasbro, Mattel, and Spin Masters. Before I continue on with this video, I want to go right off the bat that this collection obviously isn't complete, especially with my Kenner figures. It's not entirely complete. I have yet to collect a little bit more, especially from a few more of the movie lines. This is also for the Spin Masters line. I have yet to complete certain figures that I need to collect, especially for the upcoming movie, The Flash, which is really exciting for that film release. So right off the bat, this collection is still small, so that's why it's so far into the collection of what I've been doing so far. So right off the bat, we're going to start off with the figures I have for the Dark Knight collection, which is basically only 3 figures, which I showcased this figure plenty of times before in the past, especially my older collection video, my older Kenner collection video. This is the Dark Knight collection standard Batman figure, and this time he's got his cape, which is the actual cape he wears, because I got this with a loose figure, which I will definitely talk about that a little bit later. But now he's finally complete with the cape, and he looks so good. Still one of my favorite Batman figures of all time. It's such a great figure. It's obviously an iconic figure for the 90s. This is obviously the start of the 90s. This is right after 1989's Batman. That's just overall very awesome figure. Really love that. And I also have Bruce Wayne, Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne. It's a little bit worn off, but it's not entirely crappy quality. But this is the only one I have so far. I was planning on getting an extra one just for a custom figure, along with an extra Batman, because I planned on making like a custom figure inspired by the Mattel figure, which is the maskless Batman, which they made, and I haven't even gotten that one yet, but I'll get to that one later. But yeah, I have Bruce Wayne. He's a little bit taller. This is supposed to be for his suit up gear, so that's why he's the way he is. And the last figure I have for the Dark Knight collection is the Joker, Jack Nicholson's Joker, the only one I have, and the only one that's actually the best one. I will not be getting that blue version because that jacket is so ugly on him, but this is the better version, of course. And there is another version which he has a yellow getup in the re-release when Batman and Robin was being released in theaters at the time. So this is the original standard version of Joker. And yes, the action feature to where you dip his head in water, I think it was cold water, yeah, it works. I think it was hot water. I think you dump it in, and then cold water. I don't know which one works best, but the action feature definitely works. This is a 30-year-old toy, even older than that, 30+ years old, and it still freaking works, and that's surprising. This is one I got loose for a decent price. It did not cost me an arm and a leg, which I was very happy about. But yeah, that's Jack Nicholson Joker, one of my favorite Jokers, and really cool figures. So those are the only 3 Kenner Batman figures I have so far. Well, just for the first movie. There is some figures I still need to collect from Batman Returns, which I need Catwoman, Penguin, possibly Robin, maybe. But yeah, just need that. So those are all the figures from the Dark Knight collection. I have yet to complete that entirely, from 1990 to 1992. And right off the bat, the only Toy Biz vehicle that I have is the original 89 Batmobile, the only one that fits 2 figures in. This surprisingly did not cost me an arm and a leg either. Like, I was looking for like the most affordable Batmobile that I can fit my Kenner figures in, and this is the only one that fits entirely. Like, I was surprised that I got this, and I was really wanting to get this because this Batmobile is iconic and very awesome. I really love this vehicle. And this is the Toy Biz version, so it is a little damaged and worn out to certain degrees, but I did definitely clean it up a little bit. Still needs to be a little bit worked on. And it has the action feature to where it's like the back wheels make this supposed like engine sound, but this was 1989, so it definitely sounds a little annoying, so be warned. Yeah, it makes that rickety sound effect. But it also has an opening trunk at the back, which is right here. Opens up this far. This is supposedly when you stuff villains inside of the back. I guess that's what really happens with there. But that's actually kind of cool that it has a operating trunk in the back. And it also has the action features where, well, you press this lever that unlocks the missile launchers over here, which is showcased in the toy commercial if you've already seen it. Inside, you see the decals which are actually still intact in there, almost peeled up, but it's still intact. The window is a little busted, but overall, this is in slightly decent condition. And I'm so happy that I have this Batmobile. An amazing Batmobile is like the only one to me that matters the most. This is the best Batmobile entirely, the best design one. So I'll go ahead and put that Batmobile aside, and we'll continue to going on with the collection of figures from Encounter so far. So, of course, right after the other two Batman films with Michael Keaton, they have released figures for Val Kilmer's entry in Batman Forever, which, let's just be real, one of my favorite freaking toy lines. And one of my favorite Batman films in general. So I absolutely adore Batman Forever. So first, right off the bat, I have this Batman figure. But this is not a figure from Batman Forever entirely, considering that this is actually a custom figure. I showed this off in the community post, but this is obviously using one of the, I think it was one of the Justice League, I forgot which one, Total Justice or something. But I used the body of that figure, which is essentially a repaint of a Batman and Robin figure. And it just has the gold bat emblem and the gold belt this time. And this was obviously an easy custom. I used one of the standard Batman heads from the Batman Forever line. I switched the head on there and also got a custom cape. And this is basically the standard Panther suit Batman, or at least supposedly. It's not entirely the Panther suit. It's got this mechanical look to it, but it just looks pretty awesome. So I was really happy how this custom turned out. And of course, since Val Kilmer, my favorite Batman since Michael Keaton, I just had to make this custom. It was just really fun. It's like a dream come true having this figure entirely. So yeah, this is a really cool figure. I mean, customize it myself, of course. It's just a simple, easy custom. But of course, Val Kilmer Batman. Absolutely adored that I made this figure. And again, it's like this cape looks good too. And the second Val Kilmer Batman figure I have is Recon Hunter Batman, but this time I switched out the original cape, which was a little bit of a, it broke. It was a flimsy cape, but it was actually in the same color as this one. This is another custom cape that I bought just for it, so it can actually stay on there properly. And it definitely looks a lot better when it fits in with the colors of it. And also, this is like the only figure I wanted to get that's based on the Sonar suit from Batman Forever, because they did release a figure from the Guardians of the Gotham City 2-pack, or in that 2-pack, that came with Batman and Robin. I definitely like that they made that figure, but at the same time, the sculpt of it was obviously in a different kind of pose. I just like this one more because this resembles a lot better, and this is more accurate to the Sonar suit, just this part right here, and it just overall looks so awesome. Such a great figure, in my opinion. Such a really cool figure that it resembles the Sonar suit a bit better. But again, it's not entirely movie accurate, but it's a lot better in my opinion. I definitely love this one. And I also really like the coloring on it too. So that's Recon Hunter Batman. He did come with the accessory. I did bought it with that big freaking accessory. Here's the accessory it comes with. It definitely has the handles over here. It goes in 2 different ways. So it definitely does look like a glider-esque vehicle. I forgot how it's supposed to really function. But then it also has the missile launchers over here, which look really cool. Overall, this looks really cool, despite a little bit of a confusion I have. I mean, it's been a while, but it definitely looks really cool. One hand is just like this giant thing that stands up in this direction, but it's also kind of a glider that opens up in a certain. This is supposed to like fit Batman in, so I don't have to go over and explain what that really does. But this is the accessory that it comes with. I'll also put that to the side. Probably won't have enough room. Also, I do have another Batman, another custom Batman, and this is basically Blast Shield Batman. Yeah, I used the broken Recon Hunter Batman cape and just attached it to the back because, well, that's how it's gonna be. But this is Blast Shield Batman. I had to paint in the red with black, and I got myself a standard Val Kilmer Batman figure without needing to switch the head out, and also glue those, whatever the heck those parts are, just glue them down so they stay in there in place. And I also just had to work a lot to get like that stuff just out of the way entirely. Yeah, the head was also like detachable in a weird way, so I ended up attaching the cape underneath the joint, so that's why it won't go off. But overall, this is like one of my other standard Batmans for Batman Forever, and he does stand pretty decently. So that's actually 2 custom Val Kilmer Batmans, right in between the Recon Hunter one. And also I have Bruce Wayne. Val Kilmer is Bruce Wayne. This is extra one that I bought this time because I did have one previously, but it was pretty much worn out. So this is basically the transformed Bruce Wayne figure. It did not come with a gear. I just bought it loose. Definitely has that flimsy head. Definitely like the likeness to Val Kilmer on this one. There was another version with lighter hair color, but whichever one is the most accurate is up to you. But I definitely still like this figure, so I'll definitely go put him right here. All right, moving on to the only two Robin figures I have, which is Street Biker Robin, and I forgot the name of this one, but might as well go ahead and put it down. But this is the standard Robin figure, the only standard Robin in the standard pose that looks good enough. Let's go put him aside, but this is Street Biker Robin. Basically the only standard Robin figure that is not in an actual suit, but he does look really cool. He kind of does look a little bit like a video game character, like a Street Fighter kind of character. Not sure where to go by, but he looks extremely cool in my opinion. I really love this figure, and I also like the Chris O'Donnell likeness too. It's a little bit more toyetic looking, but it's definitely pretty good for what it is. Just really like the outfit overall, just like before he becomes Robin, like this figure. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. Just overall, really love the suit and getup. Just a really cool figure. Just gonna go ahead and put that figure aside. He looks really good next to Val Kilmer. And this is the standard Robin figure, which is the only Robin figure that looks more like the film version. I mean, there is another version, which is again the Guardians of the Gotham City 2-pack. But I like this one more because it's not in a different pose. I mean, that one was also cool too, but this one, I just like this one more because of the cape. It comes with the cloth cape. And also Robin's outfit entirely. Batman Forever is just where Robin has done such good justice in that film. He was so really good in that film. Chris O'Donnell played him really well. I also really love the outfit. It's just incredible. It really looks cool. This is a great figure, in my opinion. Really like this figure. Really like Robin from Batman Forever. And the only two other figures I have going on, like ending off for Batman Forever, is of course I have the 2-pack, which is loose. I don't have every accessory that comes with it, but I have the 2-pack, the Villains 2-pack, featuring Jim Carrey's Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones's Two-Face. Oh, I adore these two so much. They are so hilarious and fun to witness on screen. Let's go ahead and look at Riddler first. That incredibly goofy and impeccable likeness to Jim Carrey. Exactly how he looks from the film, with that comic book like orange hair and everything, and the standard Riddler outfit that he has. He also looks a little bit beefed up, which is also kind of funny, but he looks really good, and the detailing on it is nice. The question marks, everything about it matches the outfit from the film, and he comes with his cane, which is exactly how it looks from the film. Just overall, that's Riddler. He's just so funny looking. And his Two-Face, and I don't care what people say, Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face, despite the inaccuracies to Two-Face in that film, I absolutely adore Tommy Lee Jones' performance. I don't care if he was trying to outdo Jim Carrey. They just looked like they had good chemistry despite the obvious ongoing set problems that these two had. But yeah, Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face is so much fun in this movie. So this is also a really cool figure. The standard one looks more movie accurate, but I like this one more because the face of the other side is a little bit better looking in my opinion. I just like this better, and also really like the suit color, especially from here. I actually like this a lot more. Only disappointment I have with this figure is that his gun right here is sculpted onto him. And it's like the weirdest thing this figure has is that he has a sculpted on gun. He just never puts it down, so it's sculpted onto him. And his hand is only pre-made for the coin that he has, which I don't have the coin. This humongous coin. But overall, nice figure that resembles Two-Face from the film. Just absolutely adore these two. So I'm going to go ahead and put them just right there. And that's basically it for Batman Forever. It's not a big collection, but that's how it is for Batman Forever. Just only had the tiny few that I have, because there's a humongous number of Batmans and Robins that came out. Just don't really need that much. Oh yeah, and I forgot about Robin's accessory. This is one of the accessories that came with the standard Robin figure right here. Doesn't really do much other than the obvious action feature where this supposedly presses out. Oh wait, there it is. I found the button. It shot out. Anyway, that is the accessory of that Robin figure. So that's basically it there. Let's I'm gonna slide that right there. Alrighty, so now we're gonna move on to the next line. The infamous Batman and Robin, which has a really, really fun toy line despite the movie's reputation. Honestly, after rewatching Batman and Robin, I'm actually kind of glad I did. That movie is, despite how broken that movie is, it is so much fun to watch. Anyway, so here is George Clooney Batman. And of course, the cape is one of those standard capes that came in the Batman toy line. Well, the Batman and Robin toy line. I don't know which one it came from, but it definitely came one of their other Batman figures in a 2-pack. Only got it because this is the only one that supposedly fits this. And this is supposed to be Hover Attack Batman, which is the standard George Clooney Batman figure. His suit looking really nice, and his likeness is very George Clooney-like. But it's also kind of funny that you can't really see George Clooney's face on there that much because he looks really cool. This figure in general looks really cool. Just overall nice outfit and a nice figure. Just don't really have the hover attack like accessories that it comes with, just the standard Batman. And this is the Batman figure that I had, or I found, that had the Dark Knight Collection cape, which I ended up giving to my Dark Knight Collection Batman. So now that I have an actual cape, a plastic cape for this figure, though he cannot stand properly because the legs are warped. So he has to bend down a little bit. But yeah, this is basically one of the standard Batman and Robin Batmans out there. Pretty nice figure. And then we have George Clooney in general, Bruce Wayne, which, not gonna freaking lie, that hair is amazing. Just imagine George Clooney actually looking like Bruce Wayne, because he just George Clooney in Batman and Robin. I couldn't see Bruce Wayne in that film, or just him in that as Bruce Wayne. So when he has this hairstyle, then I could say, yes, that's Bruce Wayne. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. Just beefed up, looking pretty awesome. The likeness of George Clooney is pretty cool. Really love that hairline. And also, the best thing about this figure is that he has a swivel head. Unlike the Val Kilmer one, which is unfortunate. I love Val Kilmer's figure, but at the same time, it doesn't have an articulated head. And this one, I actually have the transforming accessories, which I'll go ahead and get out. Also, that might be another problem. He might not stand properly because of the his pre-standing legs. He's looking so weird standing up like that. Okay, here is Battle Gear Bruce Wayne. Like, his whole gear on, and looks pretty cool. This is like a really, really wacky looking figure, but it's also pretty cool. He also got the infamous skates on his boots right down here. Like, looking really cool, going in with a theme. And he also has this blade over here. Hope he doesn't really kill anybody with that, because otherwise he might end up like Ben Affleck's Batman. Or Michael Keaton's Batman, if you want to go that way. You also got this launcher, which, again, only thing that sucks about this one is that you have to push it with your hands. Sort of like Jurassic Park 3, where, you know, it's the action feature where you just have to press onto it instead of pressing a button, which would work a lot better. But again, definitely got that nice George Clooney Batman likeness to it. And it also swivels too, along with the cape, so the head is attached to the cape. You also got that nice Batman logo right there. Nice detailing overall. It's a pretty cool figure, but he's also pretty tall. It's like with the gear, especially with the skates on, he's pretty taller than any other Batman. Now I have a total of 4 Robins to go over. So first of all, we got ICEBOARD Robin. I guess, wait, yeah, it must be ICEBOARD Robin. I have to remind myself of the name. But this is the standard Robin from Batman and Robin with the incredibly cool looking suit. Though it should have been black, but it's blue on this figure, but it looks really cool. Just overall, very nice figure. Don't really have to say much about it other than it just looks really cool. Just an iconic outfit for the iconic Chris O'Donnell as Robin. Though at the same time, his character in Batman and Robin's a little bit, you know, I didn't really love it that much. But I do understand the context of what they wanted to do with his character in that movie. So, but I really love his outfit. I just love him in general. He's such a cool looking character, cool looking figure right here. So that is ICEBOARD Robin. I do not have the accessories, just only have this entirely. Looking really cool. And then I have this Robin. Forgot the name of this one, but this is the only one I have. It's a little worn out. It's got a dot on its pec right here, which do not want to say that's supposed to be a pre-made bat nipple or Robin nipple. But again, the figure is worn out, but it's actually a pretty nice figure, and it's basically my standard like ice outfit Robin, just like how this one's my standard ice outfit Batman, because the other one from the Guardians of the Gotham City 2-pack in that line, Batman and Robin, is actually pretty freaking difficult to find in a good condition without costing an arm and a leg. So I basically have the standard one. And of course the cape is also customized because I didn't have an actual cape with it. I used one of my other capes I had that's sort of similar to the Recon Hunter Batman cape that I bought for. Basically kind of reduced the cape and cut it down. So now it's just basically a standard Robin cape. But overall, the outfit actually looks really cool. Originally, I was going to use this for a custom, but I was like, you know what? Might as well just leave it. Also, I might paint in that freaking hole right there. No, I had nothing against bat nipples, by the way. It's just that this figure needs a little bit of a touch-up. Just an overall nice figure. This actually came with a vehicle. I forgot what it was. I have to put the name down again. And then I have this Robin that came with a Poison Ivy 2-pack. This very glossy, very shiny red Robin figure. It's pretty cool, but it's also kind of unnecessary in my collection, but I couldn't help it. I really wanted it. It's also not the perfect ideal figure for a custom, so I decided to keep it. I didn't want to get rid of it. It's like overall the entire plastic is not rubbery. It's like very super hard, so this might break if you try to force it. It's one of those types because it's the type of plastic they need to make it all reflective and look all like that. But overall, a very nice figure and very nice detail. Got that same Chris O'Donnell likeness. It looks really cool. The outfit looks really shiny, reflective. So yeah, that's a really cool figure. And then the only standard Robin figure I have, with the standard Dick Grayson figure I have, is this figure. I forgot the name of this one as well, but this one has a really good Chris O'Donnell likeness. And again, this is the only standard Dick Grayson you get. It's like the Bruce Wayne figure where it's had that transforming gear. So this is also one that's supposed to come with battle gear, but I only got it loose. But again, really cool looking figure. And I also really like that likeness. Like I said, just overall looks pretty cool. He's also kind of taller than most Robins I have in my collection. Like, just look at that scaled up next to the other Robins I have for Batman Forever. Definitely a lot taller. Definitely need to zoom out a little bit further. So, okay, now we're moving on to Batgirl. Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl. Here's the first figure, which is based on concept art because, of course, they didn't have to get the finalized version where, you know, she doesn't really wear the cowl that much. And the cowl in the film doesn't look that great, but this is the only figure that has the cowl. Kind of wish they did make a figure that was more movie accurate because, you know, Alicia Silverstone looks pretty cool in that outfit. Though her acting is a little bit of a... You wouldn't be the judge of that anyway. Yeah, Alicia Silverstone's Batgirl. Overall, looking really cool. Just wish there was a little bit more of a movie accurate version. This bat emblem also looks pretty nice. Overall, the figure is just nice. Got this really cool just design. Very obvious, elegantly erotic looking design. But that's how Joe Schumacher works. And that's what I love about it. Overall, cool figure. Really nice, shiny, reflective look to it as well. So I'm going to put Batgirl right here. And that's just the standard one. And I do have the motorcycle Batgirl, which is right here. The cape is obviously customized because I don't have the actual cape. It's actually supposed to be a cloth cape, but I used my old Dark Knight, or like my old custom Dark Knight collection cape. Basically, I used that one. This one just looks like it fits pretty well. But this outfit looks so cool. Looks really like cybernetic a little bit. Just overall looks really cool. This is a nice figure for Batgirl. So once again, it's got that very cool design. And just for the bat cycle she comes with, which I do have right here. Got the rotating notches over here. It's supposed to have more action features like turning this down here. It's supposed to have an action feature where you press something and it just launches out like in the toy commercials. It's also got these wings over here which you can go up and down, which is supposedly supposed to control itself for sliding. But this is a cool vehicle. Again, like this is the only vehicle 2-pack that I own that just comes with the vehicle, and it looks pretty cool. This is all I have so far from it. Pretty big and bulky, but she does fit on the motorcycle as well. Also gonna have to, yeah, I'm gonna put that right there. So yeah, this is the Batgirl figure that it came with, and like I said, really cool figure. Yeah, it's just overall a very nice figure. And the only two villains I have so far from this collection is Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. But before I go into that, I forgot that I had this accessory for the Robin figure that is right there. This is the accessory to this Robin figure. It's just supposedly this standard launcher kind of thing. Doesn't really do much, but it goes onto his hand and it works like that. So anyways, here is Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, the only two I have so far, and this is more of the concept art version, I'm assuming, of Mr. Freeze, which, let's just be real, looks freaking awesome. Really like how this looks. And this is Poison Ivy, the second version. I do not have the first version, but this second version I actually like a lot more for the outfit. And she does come with a Venus flytrap thing. So this is Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy, and this is Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. But I don't have the movie accurate rendition of him because it will cost me a little bit too much. Let's just go over Mr. Freeze first. He comes with this launcher, which has this blue flaily stuff over here that's supposed to represent like the freezing mechanism, and you push that over there and it does that. It actually looks pretty cool and pretty funny looking as well. So it does work for a special effects kind of thing. The launcher also looks pretty nice, or just decently made. Something simple and effective. Doesn't match the actual ice blaster from the film. So again, this is more of a less film accurate version, but it does look pretty cool with the translucent plastic they use and everything, and the incredible detailing of it. It actually does look more comic book related to it, because I definitely like the red eyes right here. It just looks like a better figure to me, so that's why I got this one. And it's obviously the cheaper Mr. Freeze figure. So overall, this is a really cool Mr. Freeze. Will I be getting the movie accurate version someday? Yes, I will. No doubt about that. Just go ahead and leave him like that. Make sure it doesn't fall. And here's Poison Ivy from the 2-pack that I had with Robin. Definitely in a pretty decent likeness. I'm not sure if this is supposed to resemble Uma Thurman. I don't know if I can see it or not, but overall, pretty face, pretty red hair. Red hair always gets me. It's really incredible. Really looks like a cool figure in my opinion. Just a really elegant figure too. Also got that very translucent plastic alongside. She's a really nicely made figure. Definitely love the way they make this figure. She also got that heels design here. Also translucent. You can see how... Also, it's a little bit rubbery, so it can be a little bit difficult for her standing. But again, very, very nice looking despite the problems. And also her Venus flytrap thing, which you can press or open the mouth and all that. And it's also nicely detailed for what it looks like. Might not be able to see it that much, but there it is. So yeah, that's basically this Poison Ivy. This is the only one I have. I will be getting the other version because, again, I just like the Poison Ivy figure from Batman and Robin. It just looks pretty nice. This is basically all the figures I have for the Kenner Batman toy line. I am missing a few. Of course, I need to get Bane from the Batman and Robin toy line. Just only at least one. I don't need a million more of them. There's only like, I think 2 versions of Bane. And of course, overall, I think there are a few figures left I need to complete for the Batman Kenner collection for these first 4 movies, because there's a lot of figures I really wanted to collect, but not too much because, of course, there's so many variations of. I definitely also need to collect a little bit more of the Riddler, because there is at least like 2 figures, maybe just one more figure that's more movie accurate, like the white suit one with the wacky hairstyle, which I really adore that figure. But again, this is basically all the figures I got for Kenner so far. And I'll also stop off right here because this is getting on a little longer than I expected. Stay tuned for part 2, which will go over the small collection of Spin Masters and Mattel figures that I've collected thus far before going into any more figure collecting in the future. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on the next part. Wait a minute, I forgot I had my custom Nightwing alongside all this Kenner stuff, but this is my custom Nightwing. Basically used a previously owned ICEBOARD Robin and just painted up the red to match it with the sky blue for Nightwing. Could not paint the rest black. I'll just leave it the way it is. It looks pretty nice in my opinion. I thought I did a pretty decent job with it. Though I wasn't too sure on the hair. I sculpted the hair using Milliput and all that, of course. I tried to get that 90s look to it, or at least give it that very, like, you already know what hairstyle I was trying to go for. Because in some angles, it looks like I got it, but in other angles, it doesn't look like I got it so much. But yeah, it was a little bit difficult to try to get this looking exactly as good as possible. But I was actually kind of impressed how I at least got the hair looking like hair. And yes, it did chip on the bottom right there, but I tried to cover it up a little bit. So yeah, that is my custom Nightwing. A little bit more of a close-up. I did show off this a little bit more in the pictures from the community posts that you can find. So yeah, that is it for this video now, actually. Goodness me. I can't believe I forgot to show this figure around. Like, yeah, this is a custom Nightwing. Anyways, now it's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next part.